Hey, what's up? This is Lauren here, the nerdy entrepreneur. And we are back. So, as you can see, the title of this live, if you are live with us, is Can I Sell a Website in a Month? We're about to find that out. And it's going to be exciting for me because if we do, then great. If we don't, then it is. But I put more stakes in it this time. So, um, I've been building websites for years, mostly for myself, but then I have clients that I've built websites for. And I'm talking about full-fledged websites, not just the landing pages for an ad they might be running. I've done that too. But I decided that, you know what? Let's do some one-off website sales. Why not? It is the end of the year. It's always nice to have some extra there, but I thought about taking it further. See, because if this plan were to work, let's say, because what I'm doing is I'm using Facebook ads to get people as clients who are going to buy these websites. But these are not going to be the maybe the recommended price point of websites, which if you're doing this as a service provider, you don't want to charge too little for your services, particularly your websites, because creating a website is time intensive, especially when you're working with other people because they have their desires of what they want on it, what they wanted to do, maybe what they want it to look like. And the longer you have to sit talking to folks about what needs to be on their site and maybe going over the reasons why certain things do not need to be on their site, the longer it takes you to actually fulfill. So when it comes to website design, which I'm not a website designer by trade, it can be a very long process for people who that's what they do professionally. And so I decided, well, let's not do it that way. Can we um, have the website created in a more systematic fashion that is more templated, meaning they don't have but so much choice. So taking away a lot of choices and giving them standard, simple options that don't take long to fulfill would make me want to actually continue selling that at a higher volume and then taking myself out the process because that's what we believe in here. And yes, you can because we see companies do that all the time. Um, not that long ago, maybe about 2 months ago, I was looking at companies in the fishing charter area, right? Because I have a couple of fishing charter sites that are, sitting and starting to rank. So I was looking potentially for someone who does fishing charters. So I was looking around some sites and like, do they do fishing charters? Okay, my sites are in this area, attracting these people. They might be a good partner because my site's starting to rank, and only matter of time I'm going to have some people looking for fishing charters, and I don't own a boat to do that. And what I noticed is that the websites all look the same for this cluster that I came upon. And what I found out when I'm looking deeper in the site, they're all assigned or using this company's software. And so the software has given them their own templated site with the images and a couple other things that are different, right? And that's it. But they're basically using the same type of website. And fast forward to now, I'm like, well, I can do that. I have clients that I've built website for different stuff like fencing and cleaning businesses and stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of a standard thing in which those websites need and they have. And when you have a template for it, you kind of know what you're going to do. It's not that bad to actually, fulfill on those things or teach somebody else to fulfill as long as they keep the framework that you set. So I was like, you know what? Why not? Why not just try it and try it by way of seeing if I can get Facebook to get me the right type of traffic to sell those websites. So I have to test one. Is this an offer that's irresistible enough? Meaning, is it something that people want to do? And for my target, which is for me, local businesses, because I do quite a bit of work with local businesses. So do local businesses out there, particularly, I think contractors really want a website. And two, the price point, is it attractive enough? We'll find that out. And three, can Facebook get me these folks who want it? And how much will it cost me overall to get to those folks? Because if I can keep everything within a certain range, then this will be an endeavor worth pursuing further, worth scaling and building more systems for. If those things align, and they may not all align, I might find out that it's going to cost me, $300 to sell one website. In that case, might still be worth it, might not be worth it because these websites, price wise, are starting out at a certain price point, which is not a high price point. So it's not a high ticket offer, right? And that's okay because we're just doing this experiment to see. Maybe after I spend $200-$300, I get 6 websites. Well, in that case, yes, the price point as it is at the quantity of 6 at the type of ad spend would make sense. And then working on it from there, because that's how you're supposed to do ads. Maybe if you're watching this, you've never run an ad in your life, whether in print, or direct mail, or an email ad, or a Facebook, Google ad. I have done those things. And oftentimes people don't give ads time to work, or they have too many variables in place. So you don't know what's the thing that didn't work. And some people fancy themselves a really good copywriter and everything else. And it's more about that. Because if your offer sucks or it's just so, then it doesn't matter the copy you write. I know there's a bunch of channels out here on YouTube and gurus out there like, oh no, your copy and the headline, and the objections, and blah, blah, blah. That doesn't mean anything and nobody wants it. If you are selling something that is not the thing that people want, you're probably not going to make a sale. Doesn't matter what the headline is. Doesn't matter how many bullets you have or what the graphic looks like or the video looks like. It doesn't matter who's endorsing it. If it's something that people don't want, it's not going to sell. It's not going to do well. But you have people who believe that they can beat all the odds. Not likely in a waste of time. That's why this here is an experiment. I want to see, can I sell one of these in a month? Because I have a certain type of ad that's kind of is a direct offer for it. But I will make a couple other ads around it. And I will see if we could sell something a month, if people are interested. Because if no one's interested, if no one's engaging, people aren't commenting, people aren't DMing or liking, if it's not going anywhere, then I have to rethink some things. I have to look at it. Is it the creative? Is it the image or the video? In this case, I launched a video ad today, and I will see if anything comes of it. But then there's an image ad I want to run with different graphics. Now, I'm going to pay somebody to do the graphics the way I need to in this particular case because it's a bit above my skill set. And I'm going to test it out to see if that will work to attract folks who are interested in taking on the deal. Now, my goal for this month is, can I get one website sale? So we're in November. Today's November the 3rd. So my goal to December the 3rd is, can I get at least one website sale? And then figure out how much it take me to get that one website sale. That's what I've been building towards, and hopefully, we'll get to that objective. We'll have less bumps and bruises because hopefully the offer is good enough. I think the price point is pretty okay. Yeah. So, but we will see as time goes on and over the next few weeks. So hopefully I'll be able to report back here and be like, hey, yeah, we smashed it. We got 2 website sales within this month. I hope I can come back and say that. I'll be really happy if I could, but that may not happen. And that's okay if you fail. It's okay that this may not work out. Because what I want to talk about is, there's a lot of interesting YouTube videos going around and failure and people being depressed. Now, I am the nerdy entrepreneur, as you can see. Name the channel, name on the video. I am the nerdy entrepreneur. And part of being an entrepreneur is facing failure. And failure is not fun. It doesn't particularly feel good, but that's part of the journey if you're going to be an entrepreneur. If you're going to go out on your own and, you're not working the traditional jobs, failure is a part of life, but particularly this road of, I'm going to go up my own, I'm going to make my own thing, my own website, my own product. I'm gonna build up my YouTube channel and get monetized with AdSense. I'm gonna sell a course or ebook or whatever. Failure is a part of this. You will put up YouTube videos that do not work. You will try to launch a course or launch an ebook product, and people will not buy. You'll go out there and use direct mail to get some business for your lawn service, and it may only get 2 calls. Failure is a part of this life called entrepreneurship. Of course, nobody wants to fail. I don't particularly want you to fail, but it's a part of our learning process. To decide whether or not you're good for this entrepreneurship thing, you have to decide, do you like consistent income? Do you like failing? Can you handle it mentally? Because it could be very taxing. And sometimes a lot of people here, they don't talk about that. They talk about all good stuff. They don't talk about the long nights and days. They don't talk about being sick and still having to get projects done and still having to record, even though your throat hurts and you just feel unduly tired and all that other stuff. Not many people talk about that because that's not the fun, sexy part of this whole thing. Now, with that being said, success could be beautiful, but it also could be a danger thing. For some people who are going to be successful a little too early, they're not able to handle the things that come with that success, like trying to keep it going. I see that a lot with YouTubers. Some YouTubers finally hit that, path to success really quickly. And sometimes it happens because they tag themselves onto another creator who blew up and stuff like that. And that's recently happened on YouTube with certain creators. But the problem is, in about a month or 2 or 3, that's going to start to die out. They're not going to get the same type of views, so therefore their monetization will not be the same. When YouTube evaluates their channel and their channel type, because they're not talking about the stuff we talk about here. Like, this is a business channel. I talk about business and, making money and things that come with it, in entrepreneurship. So when this channel eventually gets monetized, when I put more work and effort into it for that to happen, my views don't need to be as big as somebody else's views. Like, I have friends of mine who have channels that have close to 400,000 people, and their checks sometimes only a few $100s because the subject matter of their channel is not as profitable as the subject matter on this channel. So when I get monetized, I can have a couple of thousand people worth of views or more, and I'll probably get paid more than certain other channels who are double my size at that time when that does happen. But, they talk about baseball cards because their thing is not as profitable advertising wise for the people who buy ads on YouTube. So the problem is people get these quick roads to success and then they have no way of sustaining it. So what happens when things start to die down, so does the money that comes in. And then they go back into a depression. But they got monetized. At least they're getting a couple of $100, $300, $400, $500 a month. That could be life-changing money on its own if they're saving it or investing it or whatever. But it won't be because they'll feel like they're cheated. They feel like something is wrong. No, nothing is wrong because now you're getting equilibrium where you're supposed to be because you have not done the things to make your channel profitable in that way just with AdSense, especially with the things that you talk about, don't talk about. Because you have no plan for YouTube as a business. And so people, feel the failure of that or think they failed and they steep down in depression and then they stop making videos and then it's damn near over. That's what tends to happen. Or they keep making content that nobody wants to freaking listen to and see. That's what happens. So it's important that when you jump into this entrepreneurship thing, that you make room for failure to happen to you, that you can mentally deal with it. Or you'll be in situations that, I've seen other content creators go through, and it's not fun. especially when you're stressed out and you might be in a position that's a little bit unfortunate. So that's something to, highly consider on how much failure can you take, before you really jump into this entrepreneurship thing. And the next thing I want to talk about, which is really important here, what are you going to do today to add a few more dollars to your pocket? What side hustle are you going to do? I love side hustles, maybe a little too much. I'm a big fan of them, and I think everybody needs a side hustle because, like less than a couple of weeks ago, I don't seen a few people I know get laid off, and they had babies and all that, and the job. Them folks are going on as the layoff never happened, and a whole bunch of people just disappeared. And the company I'm talking about ain't that damn big. Right? They have less than 60 people. So now they're probably I think 25 people less than that. And that's where they are. And it's to me, it's like I don't understand how you work for these companies and don't have a side something, like a side job, a side gig, a side salad. I don't understand how you doing it because it is dangerous. This is layoff season. I call this season of the year layoff season because companies want to. This is the last quarter of the year. People are trying to keep their bottom line. They will get rid of you and not care and still go in the next day and have a pizza party on your behind. They will get rid of you and keep going to replace you with somebody else and act like nothing happened. Like there's no transition period, to cope when those things happen for a lot of people. Everyone just keeps going along. And you out here without a side hustle? You ain't out here trying to make more money doing something else and stacking that up or paying off debt and stacking that up and stuff like that. And your coworkers don't even know you no more. Come on, I don't understand how y'all doing it. Y'all got to tell me because it's layoff season, baby. It's layoff. There's a whole bunch of people who are going to be laid off before Thanksgiving, and then there's some people gonna come back to work a couple more weeks after Thanksgiving and get laid off then. And there's some people right before Christmas gonna get laid off. That's the way this works. So, what one of the themes I want to talk about here on this channel is about creating the side hustle just to protect yourself. Because once again, this is layoff season. Like less than 2 weeks ago, I saw a whole bunch of people just get laid off. It was kind of jarring. And the company's doing what they want to do. The employees, they're doing what they do. There's people who went on maternity leave, and I think if they weren't on maternity leave, they would have been laid off too. I think they got saved that they went on maternity leave like 3 days before the layoffs happened. But I suspect that when they come back, probably if then another layoff needs to happen, it will, and they might get taken with it. That's just me. That's if the company doesn't figure itself out by then. But while we're in this season of also potential joy for those you have holidays coming up and celebrate them, we're in a season where people's going to be high anxiety because they're on the chopping block. They are going to get laid off. There have been reports that on the tech side, there are going to be tens of thousands of layoffs between now and January or first quarter of next year. And so there are tens of thousands of people in the tech industry who are going to lose their jobs. And most of them are going to be high paying tech jobs. We're talking about the folks making 250, 300,000 folks. A lot of them are going to be cleared out. And they will be entering the market and they have some of them have very valuable skills. And they're going to be sitting for months trying to get a job at the next thing that's next to the company that they used to work for, trying to get the same salary, at least. That is going to happen. And that's going to affect a lot of other businesses, which are then going to have a reaction of needing to reduce in some cases. So, with all that, just in that sector happening, what are you doing to bring in more money for your business? Or what are you going to do to bring in money to start your business, to bring in money from that? Now, you don't have to be like technically savvy, like you know how to put the websites together. You actually don't. You can sell websites without actually having to build them. Now, I know how to build certain types of websites, but you don't need to know how to build a website in order to sell it. You just have to be able to sell it. So, those are things that I'm going to talk about because you guys can play what we call the middleman game or arbitrage to make money on the side between now and the end of the year to put money in your pocket so you can start protecting yourself from layoffs or creating, another account with emergency money for yourself. Because what we can do now is that we can make money from our phone because we can message people and DM people. We can go to events and get customers. We can do email marketing, cold emails. We can do ads. You can ask a referral, ask a friend, and sell something that people will find valuable so that you were in a better position than you are maybe today watching this video. So I want to talk more about that here on this channel because during these times, maybe one of these videos will really ring a bell with one of you out there and you're like, you know what? I can do that. You mean I can sell a website without having to build it myself? Yeah. I actually, which is coming very soon, there will be a link in the description, in the future description. It'll be a link giving you a free PDF about how you can make some money selling websites by going out there and getting people interested and then going to Fiverr and getting someone to build it for you. I have a whole PDF thing. It's going to be for folks who join my email list, and if there'll be a future link somewhere in the description where you'll be able to opt in, and you will get that. So that is coming. So I've been building that out for you, so that for those of you, because maybe it will help someone who is on the edge and don't know what they want to do. You can start off doing this maybe. So I have a PDF. It just gives a very short overview of the basics that you need to know. And you can start, either coming back to this channel and asking questions in the comments, and I can go back to making videos to answer them for you. And you can put some potentially money in your pocket to secure yourself during this layoff season. Anyway, for those of you live, thank you for visiting. There will be a link in the description soon, so very soon, so that you can turn around and get that PDF and start thinking that as a potential side hustle for yourself. We'll be talking a lot about doing that. I will also be updating you on what's going on with our current Facebook campaign to see whether or not we can sell a website or not in 1 month and during our experiment using Facebook ads. Until next time, I'm Lauren. I'm a nerd entrepreneur. Make sure to, of course, I'm going to ask you to like and subscribe to the channel. We got some cool stuff coming over the next few weeks, including some more lives and some other videos coming up. If you have questions, please leave them out in the comments. I will respond to them. If you have a question that maybe I can turn into a video for you guys, make sure you ask it below. Until next time, peace.